map selector isn't working, so we're just going to be playing on whatever, and we're also going to be talking about whatever, because it's like 1 in the morning on a Sunday night. I should be asleep right now, and sleep like until the point is I'm not going to get enough sleep, and I have tons of homework to do, but we're going to talk about philosophy, because what a relatable topic for my subscribers. I am a good YouTuber. Anyhow, let's just skip the whole I make poor life decisions things, because that's always the first, like, minute and a half of my video. I think we all understand that I'm just like not a smart individual at this point. So anyhow, talking about philosophy again, relatable subject. We're not going to talk about like epistemology, which basically we're not going to be like, oh man, what is truth? Does the world exist? Because no one cares. I'm sorry if like my teachers are watching this and they care like a lot, because no one cares. Even the people that like make the like important like papers in those fields, they don't care, because they'll write a paper that's like, oh well, it turns out I've used logic to conclude that the universe is meaningless and everything sucks, and then they just like they immediately like throw a massive party because even they don't take themselves seriously. That's the one constant I found. No one cares about epistemology, but there's some philosophy that's cool. So we're going to be talking about my philosophy, because it's just, I don't know, it's a kind of weird philosophy that I kind of thought other people had, and the more I live my life, the more I realize that I'm like one of the only people that thinks this way, which I guess makes sense, because my philosophy, if everyone thought the way I did, society would fall apart instantly, because it's not a sustainable or smart philosophy. But we're going to be talking about it because, I mean, you guys watch my channel and you probably want to understand like who I am as a person. This drives literally everything I do. So yeah, characterization, yay. That's a point in motion, because everything is a disappointment nowadays. Anyhow, philosophy, it's going to be a fun video. And I just remember that everyone hates when I say anyhow, and I just did it like 5 times, so I probably have no subscribers. Maybe I should just say regardless instead. Regardless, is that better, guys? You guys like my content? I'm kidding, I don't care. And dear God, I can't help myself. What is wrong with me? That was not even an intentional joke. Wow, is that the only transition verb I know? Is that a verb? I am really off topic. Let me just win video games. I really shouldn't be playing video games while trying to like hold like a regular topic, because I do not have the attention span. Let's use like a situation here to explain how the philosophy generally works. So there was a thing called the American Math Contest. It was a really big deal, and all the math nerds at my school, and I am a big math nerd. You guys probably don't know that, because I feel like generally when you hear someone's a YouTuber, you're like, oh, so they didn't have like, you know, actual talents that they could get a job off of, so they just play Minecraft. American Math Contest. So they had this thing, it's like a big multiple choice thing, all the big nerds attend, and they had this thing where basically multiple choice test, the goal is to get the highest amount of points, obviously. And so if you get a question right, you get a certain amount of points. If you don't fill in any answer, you just don't get any points. And if you fill in an answer but get it wrong, you lose points. And I'm not sure the exact numbers, it's been a long time since I actually took one of them. But basically the idea is that guessing is pretty much always a bad idea, because on average, you're going to lose points. Because let's say you get like 2 points for getting it right, no points for getting it for not trying, and -1 points for guessing incorrectly. So basically just never guess. It's always going to be a bad idea. But the thing is that I see why that's like a perfect thing for them, because, you know, their test is being taken exclusively by giant nerds who would do the math themselves. So basically I see the philosophy behind that kind of system, where basically you don't want people to guess, so you give them a situation where they'll connect the dots themselves, because this test is for math nerds. They'll see, oh, so guessing is just a terrible idea and I shouldn't guess, because then on average I'll do worse. But the thing is that my philosophy says, guess away, guess for like everything, man. Why not? Because the thing is that there's no penalty for like doing poorly on this exam. The exam is set up in a way where if you get like a really great score, you'll win like an award or something, and I don't know, go to college. I'm not sure on the specifics, but it's like, but if you do anything less than like really amazing, top tier, best in the nation or whatever, then no one cares. It's not like they're gonna like see your scores are low and like punish you. No one, do you mind? I feel like my aim is off today. Wait, how did you survive? You had half a heart. Thank you. Good day. So with that thing, there's literally nothing to lose by guessing, because sure, on average, you'll get a lower score, but who cares if you get a low score? You might as well guess on every problem and have a 1 in a billion chance of getting a perfect score, because then you'll get something like amazing. Because even if you don't guess, you'll statistically generally do better, but who cares? You'll just end up doing like, you know, pretty well, but not well enough. so you won't win anything. That's probably a poor metaphor, but whatever. That's the best thing I can come up with. That's pretty much my analysis on life, is that you just have to shoot for the stars in every situation. And it took me a while to realize this, but no one thinks this way. I'm just, whatever. Anyhow, I get distracted really easily, but you guys probably figured that out, 2 minutes into the first video of mine you watched. I'm probably really bad at explaining things, so basically the idea is that you have to always shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, even if it's just a terrible, terrible idea. Like, I can show mathematically that it's just a bad idea, but you gotta do it. Because, I gotta do it. Normal people don't think like this, and they really shouldn't, because that's not something society can sustain, is everyone, shooting for the moon. It just wouldn't work, because, someone needs to, make food. I guess you could have, dreams of being the greatest farmer of all time, but, hey, I'd watch that movie. There's a guy behind me. I got lucky on that one. I didn't hear him coming or any, Jedi sorcery. I just turned around at the right time. I should totally tell people. I can just tell, though, man. It's my 360 ghost client. I can see in every direction. I have 2 strength potions. Let's go. Almost said anyhow again. It's a habit. Gotta break it. Almost said it again. Transition into the next thing I'm going to say. Let me just stab this guy first so people forget how bad I am at talking. There's a dude behind me. This time I did hear him. I don't have any health anymore. I don't even care, because you have to shoot for the moon. A rubber band on a stair or something. My screen went really weird for half a second there. I hope it wasn't one of those 360 rubber band things where everyone instantly goes, "Oh my god, ghost client!" Of course, my aim isn't any good, so I guess I don't have to worry about that. But still, you never know. I'm just a paranoid person. Anyhow, shooting for the moon. Basically, let me show an example would be. Let's say you're presented with a button, because button metaphors are just everyone loves button. Could you please survive for 2 seconds so this round could be longer and I could actually talk about something meaningful? Fine, we'll fight. Is this what you wanted? Did you think you were going to win that fight? It's the one time I actually want someone to camp off in the middle of nowhere. Whatever, man. Whatever. Okay, let's say you have 2 buttons in front of you, and if you press one button, you live a good life. It's pretty 80th percentile in terms of how great lives are. I'm sure there's a measurement minus. Upper middle class. You're pretty happy. You're moderately successful in everything you do. All that sort of thing. If you hit one button, and if you hit another button, it's the risk button. There's a 95% chance that you're just homeless and unhappy. That sort of thing. Generally 95% chance of failure. I'm sorry, my throat is dying, not from emotion, just from overuse. I talk too much. It's a problem of mine. My real life friends can attest. And if I take a breath in from now on, it's gonna make me want to cough. So everything is gonna sound like one long run-on sentence. Let me just. God, I can barely keep my eyes open right now, and I'm expected to kill people in Skywars. Anyhow, oh God, moving on. But there's a 5% chance if you hit that button that you will be a superstar or something. You'll be PewDiePie. My philosophy says you need to hit that button, even though on average it's a terrible idea. On average, it won't work. But you need to hit the button, because how could you do anything else? That's my philosophy. How could you hit anything except the button? How could you be okay with moderate success when you could have had amazing success? How could you have chosen the safe option? That's my philosophy. You gotta go for it, man. You can't let fear keep you down. Unless it's fear of death, in which case that's the exception. I have a healthy fear of death IRL, so if the button's 95% chance you die, then yeah, ain't gonna hit the button. I'm kind of a coward like that, but whatever, I like life. I'm sorry if you can hear my voice, but it's just feels so scratchy in my throat. I can't believe I made it this far. Oh, here come the coughs. Oh, good YouTuber. Kill this dude. And that dude. Oh, let's kill each other. This is great. One of them's winning by a rather significant amount. That's not as great. I have to pause here because if I say something, I'm just gonna cough. In a moment. Take a breath. I just knocked that guy just 12 miles. Oh my god. Goodbye. I just got fished. Wait, is my throat temporarily recovered? Yes. All right. This won't last long, but I'm a commander. So that's basically my philosophy. all my life choices. Oh god, the throat thing. It's like I choose to be a YouTuber. And I don't know if I talk about this, but I also want to be like a writer, a really successful writer. I don't want to be any writer. I want to be George R. R. Martin, man. I want to be like the person who writes Harry Potter. I know those are different people. Those are just two different examples. Don't yell at me in the comments. And it's like, these are not reliable career paths. Like if it would make sense if I was like, I don't know, like a programmer or like a scientist. Those things would make sense. They'd be reliable sources of income. Why would I choose Minecraft Let's Plays? And it's because I have to shoot. I have to shoot for the moon, you know? I have to shoot for the moon. I can't be moderately successful and choose to say that's not, I'll never be able to like look myself in the eyes. You can't, that's physically, I will never be able to look at myself in like the mirror and be like, I could have chosen something better. I don't know, perhaps I'm being like more extreme and edgy. I'm a 17-year-old teenager. It's like 1:30 in the morning now or something. I play Minecraft, so take everything I say with like a grain of salt. I'm not like the genius. I'm not like, I'm no Nietzsche, I'm no Plato. I'm just some teenager with ADHD, man. But you listen to me for some reason, so good for you. It makes me AdSense, so I'm kidding. I appreciate your comments. I don't know. That's just how I think. I can't. Even though it's like mathematically speaking, all of my life choices are just completely terrible. I can't bring myself to care about the safe option because I need to shoot for the stars, man. And it took me a while to realize that this isn't how people think. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have like dreams and aspirations. Obviously, everyone has those, but they're not like obsessive about it. Well, actually, they are obviously. The thing is, they choose like realistic dreams. They'll be like, I want to be a doctor. And the doctors are great. I ain't gonna smack talk doctors. They keep me alive, man. Well, I mean, there's nothing like. They'll keep me alive in the future, probably when I get old. They're important people in society. I'm not smack talking anyone, but it's like their mindset. I can't share it because how I don't want to be something that there's like other of it. I need to be like special. Maybe that's what it boils down to. I need to do things that people don't think I can do to show them I can. Because it's like, if I said I was going to become a doctor, they'd be like, oh yeah, that's believable. I mean, sure, it's like it's one of the loftier professions, but I could totally see you going to like school for like 8 years or something and becoming a doctor. But it's like people expect that, That's why it's not appealing. Whereas it's like, I'm going to become a super successful author and also YouTuber. It's like, oh, well, that's completely unrealistic, and that's why I want it to happen. So that's. I make poor life choices a lot, but that's the reason. I think my throat cured itself somehow. Was it psychological? Was it a psychological barrier, or did I just is it delayed pain? I do not understand myself. You guys leave comments. What do you guys want to do with your life? That's like the one thing I care about in a person. Like, what's your end game? What do you, if everything went perfectly, what would you be? That's like the question I need to ask more people in real life, because that's the defining question of who someone is what they want to be. I've been in the solid for 4 minutes. I apologize if that's boring, but I cannot focus and talk about things. Well, I can focus and talk about things, but not while I'm PvPing, so I should be like a talk show host or something. I don't know. This got unnecessarily deep. I don't know if I talked about everything I want to. I'm not all that great at YouTube, but I couldn't really see myself doing anything else because I enjoy it. I want to be super successful, and I'm probably going to be homeless in my 20s because Minecraft YouTube isn't a reliable source of income, and neither is being an author. Getting an English degree is a terrible idea. Don't do what I do. I'm not smart, okay? But that's my philosophy. My philosophy isn't about being smart. It's about shooting for the stars or something elegant like that. I'm sure it's a lot more narcissistic than anything else, but whatever. Whatever, man. I'll see how it works out. It's my life. So yeah, leave a comment. Tell me what your aspirations are. Are they cool? I won't judge, man. Like, I will judge heavily, but I'll also kind of respect it. You know what I mean? To be fair, I judge literally everything. Like the texture on this leaf block, I'm judging it. Why is it so square? What was the person that made this texture pack thinking? Leaves aren't square. Have they gone outside? Probably not. I'm just a hateful person, aren't I? Whatever. It's like I've seen cobblestone in real life. What is cobblestone? You know what? ADHD powers have gone way off the deep end right now, and I need to do a lot of homework. They didn't use Discord back then. They used Skype. probably very important, and I forgot her name. And they're just like, they just immediately descend into fighting because they have zero emotional maturity at all. And they're like, all right, Zeus, you gotta decide which one of us is the hottest. And Zeus is like, I would never do something, because, you know, Zeus is the god of feminism. Zeus is like, I would never do something as demeaning as ranking women based on their looks. So you guys should instead. And then he opens up the Greek phone book and he's like, ask Paris, this random guy, ask Paris, yeah. So they all go like 3 goddesses descend to the mortal plane and just confront this random guy that Zeus threw under the bus because he didn't want to deal with that mess. Hera, okay, it's Hera. And they're just like talking to him. He's like, I don't want to choose one of you. And they're like, relax. Like, okay, promise not to get mad if I choose one of you. And they're like, we promise we're not gonna get mad. And then he picks, I don't actually remember who he picked. I think it was maybe Artemis. And then the other 2 were like, all right, it's time to genocide his people. It's time to genocide his people. And then that's how the War of Troy happened, and they all died terribly. Are you guys enjoying the mythology? Is this fun? Hera, Aphrodite, and... Oh, right, Aphrodite! It's not Artemis! I'm stupid! All right. Now that makes sense because Aphrodite left it. Chad, don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me. Wait, do I have a mythology book? I brought the actual book back from college that has all the original texts that have been restored throughout the ages. This is some high-level stuff, because the problem with the mythology is that, like, if I tell a story, someone's going to be like, that's not how it went, Technoblade, and then they're going to give, like, one of the other 10 versions of the story, because it's been 3,000 years. It's oral storytelling. They came up with, like, 50 different versions, okay? Okay, I'll admit the Artemis part was simply incorrect, but sometimes I'll say something that I'm sure I'm reading it directly from the source. Like, I have a translated ancient Greek text. Would it be ancient Greek or would it be Roman? And they like translated it to that. Look, I don't care. I'll have like a primary source, and I'll have some guy in the comment section like, oh, Technoblade, you're wrong. You're wrong, Technoblade. I'm like, I'm not. I have the source right here. What's your source? Wikipedia? Mary, I think it's a 50 more mythology time with Techno. Oh, I actually have a story. I remembered. Because people, there were a few comments where people were sitting here like, oh, actually, Technoblade, Theseus wasn't a hero. He was a terrible person, Technoblade. I'm sitting here like, oh my god, shut up, you nerds. You nerds, no one cares. He's still the founding hero of Athens. I don't care if he was a douchebag, alright? He's still a Greek hero. What do you mean? Besides, literally, which mythological figures look like saints by modern standards? They're all terrible people. Come on. So many of them are just the worst. They're just the worst. Oh, well, the Theseus story actually does work. I mean, obviously, there's slightly more details than I could fit. And there's actually an astounding amount of parallels between Tommy in it and Theseus, if you think about it. All right, because like they both had like their little city-state they wanted to save. All right, they're both the heroes of their own story. They both a lot of sacrifice. And let me tell you something. They both ruled for a bit. They both got kicked out by their own people. And let me tell you something. Theseus and Tommy, those guys would not be caught dead respecting women. Let me tell you, Theseus' whole plotline is just ditched a woman, feeling good. You can call them a lot of things, but you cannot call them simps. Let me tell you that. Theseus was no simp. Listen, you laugh, but the parallels are astounding. Because it's like most of the Greek heroes just died tragically. That was my point about nothing good happening to heroes. They all just die. They all just die miserably. I think Heracles was had one of the best ends, and he died on a fire. He died in a fire. Theoretically, he ascended to the divine plane or something, but he died in a fire. That's the main detail here. I guess he got to be like a god afterwards, but still died in a fire. Kinda sucks. I think he was poisoned by something. I don't know. I'm not clear. It's been a while. Chat. Centaur blood. Yeah, the centaur blood. You're forgetting about Perseus. Oh god, what did Perseus do again? Perseus. Ah, yes. Beheaded the Medusa. I remember this all. Yep. He was the king of Mycenae. Yep. I know that place. Yeah, I knew about this. I knew all of this. Yep. And he was married to Andromeda. Yep. Who could forget about? Yeah, I know who Andromeda is. Yeah. Yeah. It was the son of the. It was the grandson of the king of Argos. Yep. Yep, chat. I have literally no idea who Perseus is. I've definitely heard his name, but I don't remember. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about him. You guys are all Percy Jackson nerds, alright? Don't bring that up around me, alright? No. Nothing fills me with fury than when you reference Greek mythology and people are like, oh, Zeus? Oh, I know him. He's the guy from Percy Jackson. And it's like, I will punch you in the face. I will punch you in the face right here. Don't say that. Imagine thousands of years of mythology getting like passed down through oral storytelling since before writing was invented, and then people know it from Percy Jackson. Imagine. Listen, fun fact, technoblade is actually 25% Greek, and I never knew my grandmother on the Greek side, so I could be a Greek, I could be like a Greek semi-demigod, alright? Those guys still get clout, right? Right? Semi-demigods? Yeah, everyone talks about the semi-demigods. Oh, everyone loves those guys. Yeah, we get powers. Powers, yum. Alright. Yeah, semi-demigod pug! Look this up. What do you call someone who is 1/4 Greek god? These results are absolutely not correct. This is absolutely not. Okay, let me replace 1/4 with 1/4. A quarter god is a person. Oh, I'm a quarter god? Quarter god pog? Alright. Wait, no, this is from some fandom website. This isn't legit. This isn't legit. No. Alright, well, Quora.com. Now that's where I go for my information. Okay, these guys are a bunch of nerds. I'm not reading this. Alright, we're going with the semi-god, or whatever, I don't care. Quarter god, let's go, pog. Sergeant Silent, thank you for the 20. While the offspring of a god in Immortal is called a demigod or half-blood, the grandchild of a demigod is called a legacy. Is this real, or is this Percy Jackson? Because if it's the former, don't speak to me. Perseus did many things, such as killing Medusa and saving Andromeda. But he is most notably remembered as the only Greek hero to not die a horrible death. Andromeda's the god of speed bridging, right? Is that what she's known for? I think that's what she's known for. Sapphire, bro, thank you for the 20. When this is all said and done, I can see you being a high school teacher. Either the guy teaching world history or mythology. You'd be everyone's favorite. Oh, incredible. I actually did have an English teacher that would he'd just always get sidetracked. I don't think I learned any English, but I learned a lot about Diana Ross, so, that's what high school's all about. Would Oedipus be considered a Greek hero? Maybe. I mean, he's a tragic hero, isn't he? Yeah, he's a tragic hero. That counts. I'm not Googling this right now. Athenian tragedy, blah, 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 blah. He's the king of Thebes. Ah, Thebes again. Yeah, that city that Cadmus founded. Thebes. Pog. Yeah, I'm not gonna read any more of this. Chat, you don't need to tell me about what Oedipus did. Everyone knows. You do not need to explain. I'm an English major, chat. I was an English major. And I also took psychology classes. There's like a whole thing named after him. Alright. Blair, thank you for the 20. I can't believe Aries Pig from The Lightning Thief became a streamer. Oh, you know it. Nice Behold Nonsense, thank you for the 20. It's unapologetic mythology nerd time. The reason all these heroes died tragically is because they let their victories go to their heads, so hubris is the real culprit. But we wouldn't know anything about that, Mr. Blood God. Oh, Look, listen here. Of course I don't suffer from hubris, because hubris is a flaw and I am perfect. Therefore, I don't have hubris. That would be an imperfection, and we all know I'm perfect. See? It's as simple as that. Just a basic deduction. Think of the 20. Imagine Gilgamesh reacting to the fact that he is 2/3 god, 1/3 man.
factions got crazy. You know, I was thinking about it, and Heracles, he wasn't really a demigod. He was like 6% god or something. Because he was related to Zeus like 3 times. He was like a triple Zeus. But I don't think the Greeks really understood how like genetics work. So they probably thought he was like 150% Zeus because he was related to him in 3 different ways. And that's why he was so awesome. Then hell, think of the 20 for I walk into the stream just to hear techno diss Percy Jackson. Plus, Percy Jackson is great and all, but the fact that it's the only reason people know Greek mythology is terrible. All right, it ruins me. It ruins me. Demigod hug. All right, how should I fill the time? More Greek mythology. You guys want to hear more Greek mythology? So you guys know like Jason from the Argonauts, right? Like he got the golden fleece and all that, which was important for reasons I have forgotten and frankly do not care about. You guys want to hear about Jason? So Jason, he had to get this golden fleece for reasons which were probably important, but I don't care about them. Wait, no, I think he got like kicked out because his dad was like, it was like some prophecy. His dad was like, I need this, something about like having like one sandal or something. He's like, oh God, this guy Jason's gonna overthrow me. I should send him on an impossible quest to retrieve this golden fleece. Good luck achieving that. And so anyways, he goes and gets like all the Greek, they do like a whole crossover episode, like all the Greek demigods and heroes show up and they're all getting this golden fleece. And anyways, they do all of that. And while he's there, it's whatever the island is called. I don't remember what the island is called. And Jason meets this girl and she's like the daughter of the king of wherever they are. And they get the golden fleece, and now they're fleeing. The Argonauts are all out of there, and he's fleeing with Medea, who is the daughter of the king of wherever. And but the problem is the king was catching up to them. All right, they were all in boats. There was like this whole fleet going after them, and Medea, Jason's new girlfriend, is like, "Don't worry, guys, I got this," because she kidnapped, I think, her brother. I think she had her brother with her. So what she did was she chopped her brother into 1,000 tiny pieces and then cast them into the ocean. And the thing about Greek mythology is that you have to bury all of the body to go to the afterlife. So now that the king had to stop his fleet and pick up thousands of pieces of his son, and that's how they got away. That is how Medea helped the Argonauts escape. Is the single most brutal killing of her brother that I've ever heard of. And you know what Jason did? You know what Jason did later in his life? He was like, I should cheat on Medea. I should cheat on her. That is a good idea. I think this is a good idea for my long-term prosperity, is to cheat on the woman that did this. I can foresee no consequences happening from this. Anyways, it did not work out. It did not work out, Chad. It did not work out for Jason. That was not a good long-term decision. I have to say, do not know what that guy was thinking. I mean, at that point, he deserves what happens to him. I mean, how could you not see that coming? I think she killed like all his children or something. I don't know. Maybe she baked them into a pie. Maybe that was someone else. I don't know. I do not think anyone survived that. That was just not a good idea. That was just not a good idea. I have to say. Spoiler alert. Oh, I'm sorry. You were trying to read that story from like 3,000 years ago, and now I've spoiled it. All right. So yeah, some important lessons on human nature to learn from that story. There's gonna be people. I'm gonna miss some small detail, but that's the gist of it. All right, there was this one guy. In the Trojan War. I'm not gonna pronounce his name right. Let me. No, he was part of the. No, it's not Odysseus. It is not Odysseus. Everyone knows who Odysseus is. All right. No, this is a really obscure character. He literally did like one thing, but it was really funny. So, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna use my computer. It's not Apollo. It's an obscure guy. All right. So what is this famous archer? Well, not really famous, but he had a famous bow. All right. His name was like Philoctetes or something. I don't know. That's what it's spelled, right? Yeah, I spelled it right. I don't know how to pronounce that. All right. But there was this guy. We'll call him Phil. Let's call him Phil. All right. Just ignore that Phil is here. All right. And he was big because he had Hercules' bow, and obviously Hercules is a pretty big deal. So having his bow and arrow, I think what was the story like the bow? So Heracles he burned himself in like a pier or something when he was poisoned, so he could descend to the god realm and die on his own terms. Yada yada yada. And he gave his bow to like the one guy there that was willing to set the fire, because everyone was like, oh no, we can't burn you to death, we respect you too much. And so I think he gave the guy the bow, and then he gave it to his son, Philoctetes or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. So anyways, so the Trojan War is happening, and they're getting all the Greek heroes together so they can Trojan War Pog and just ruin Paris's life. This is all from that story earlier that I told last stream, where the gods got butthurt that Paris said Aphrodite was the prettiest, and so they were like, all right, time to destroy Troy or whatever. I don't know. Actually, I think it's because they stole like the wife of the king of the Spartans or something, and that was like Helen. I don't know, and they just hoped they'd be chill. I'm not clear on the details, but this Phil guy, he had the bow of Hercules, is what it was called in Greek times. Hercules is the Roman version. And so obviously he had to come along for the ride. And then they got to like some island. And I think the gods were butthurt, because the gods are always butthurt or something. So they send down these snakes. And these snakes, they bite Phil in the foot. All right, they bite Phil in the foot, but he doesn't die. And they kill the snakes, or I don't know what happens to the snakes. They're not yet. They haven't gone to Troy yet. And they're like, all right. And the guy's like, all right, we can still go, because, I'm just bit in the foot. It's fine. I'll get better. And the guy's like, I don't know, man. That foot wound, it smells kind of bad. I'm not going to lie to you. He's like, guys, are you serious? Like, could you please stay behind? We really just don't want to smell this for the rest of the war. We're just going to leave you here on this empty island. I don't know if they own it, but we're just going to leave you on this island. All right, and do the whole war without you. He's like, are you kidding me? I have the magic bow of Heracles. I have the most like important bow. Are you kidding me? And they're like, yeah, we're dead. And then they left him behind on that island. I think it was for 10 years. They left him on the island with the god bow. They didn't even take the god bow. They just let him keep it. And they went and did the war without him. And so like 10 years later, it's been 10 years, they can't invade Troy. It's not working out. And they kidnap some prophet or something. I'm not clear on the details. And the prophet tells them, all right, guys, the only way that Troy will fall is if you guys have the magic bow of Heracles. The magic bow of Heracles is the key. And they have to awkwardly sail back and get to this guy they ditched on an island for 10 years because his foot smelled bad. And that's how they won the war. They got the bow. That's just so awkward. Just imagine sitting there like, all right, which one of you brought the magic bow of Heracles? Sir, we left him on an island for 10 years. Why would do that? Well, his foot smelled bad, sir. His foot, you gotta understand, sir. It smelled really bad. It smelled really bad. And that's how it all happened. Telemachus, I do not remember anything about Telemachus. I'm sure in some versions it's his dad they left behind. I don't know. Paris picked Aphrodite, and in thanks that he picked her, she gifted him the guy's wife as a gift. I remember this actually. I remember Athena and Hera promised him stuff that is just objectively way better than a girlfriend. All right, just straight up way more worth it. It was like eternal like riches or like something. He's like, nah. No, Paris literally went, I choose that guy's wife. He was offered so many things, like, nope, don't want it. I want that guy's wife. Paris was such a simp. So many people died because Paris was a simp. Oh my god. Daniel, thank you for 25. Well, Achilles, by far the best, but worst hero ever. Oh, yeah. Didn't he have, like, that friend that died terribly? I forget if that was worth turning into a meme or not. Oh, and he had the whole rivalry with Hector. I think it was, like, brothers with Paris or something. Who cares? Let's get our stuff. You should tell us all about Oedipus. No. Why would you do that to me? Harry, thank you for the 20. Can you tell us the story of Orion? No. I do not remember that guy. I know he's a hero in I think he's in the Justice League, but I don't think that's what you mean. Nikki, thank you for the donation. Hi, Techno. I actually really like the less well-known stories about Greek mythology and how they connect to it all. Prometheus did a lot of cool stuff. Most of it I've forgotten, or like I sort of half remember, but not enough to retell it. So I'd have to look up the Google document. I actually have. Okay, this story is actually good, but I've forgotten the most crucial context detail. Okay, everyone knows the story of the Trojan horse. That is just not necessary to tell. That's just not. Okay, you know, we'll save it for later. We'll save it for later. It's the story about how like this particular hero was born, but I didn't write down the name of that hero. I just wrote down the story. I only have so many mythology memes, by the way. If you guys think this is gonna become like a recurring thing, although I guess people could like submit their favorite myths. I think most of the fun of it is coming up with the funniest way to tell it. Okay, I'm 90% sure it was Achilles. All right, Achilles. I think that sounds. All right. Ah, yes, it was Achilles. I'm smart. All right. So this is I'm not sure where this ranks canonically. There's some context. Who was this? There was like this one guy. Yeah, Lucian. Yeah, it was Lucian. I think Lucian wrote this one. Lucian was this. It started with an L. I'm sure it started with an L. Lucian was this guy. He like rewrote like behind the scenes of famous Greek myths. He was like this Roman writer, and he was like the me of Roman times. He'd like parody myths, and he wrote. So I'm not sure how this ranks canonically, but you know it's like a 2,000-year-old story. So now it's the myth. Okay. So basically, Zeus was sitting here chasing down some woman to hold hands with, as Zeus does. You know how Zeus is, and he just strolls on by Prometheus, who's I don't know what did they do to Prometheus? They had him like chained somewhere because he gave men fire or something. He's trapped somewhere, and Prometheus is he's making fun of Prometheus, and Prometheus is like, you don't want to hold hands with that woman, mate. Zeus, you do not want to hold hands with that woman. And he's telling Prometheus, there is literally nothing you could tell me that could possibly make me not hold hands with this woman. And Prometheus like, I don't know. You're talking to like the guy that does the prophecies. Zeus like, okay, fine. What prophecy could possibly make me not hold hands with this woman? And he says, okay, well, the firstborn son of this woman will surpass its father. All right, I'm not gonna hold hands with this woman. In fact, I'm gonna marry her off to some random guy in the phone book. Who did he get married off to? I'm gonna marry him off to Peleus. Yes, this random guy. Like 90%, all the Greek gods are like obsessed with not getting surpassed. All of them just did not want to get surpassed by their offspring. That's like all they did. I don't know what it was about Greeks in the ancient times and not wanting their sons to surpass them, but that's like all they worried about. They killed so many people for it. Although I have to say, it was kind of bizarre because he's in there like, I have to find like the most irrelevant, random mortal to hold hands with this woman and bear a child. And then he picked like a king. It was like a king. They just do not care about the mortals. And then that person, the prophecy, that was Achilles, and he helped a little bit with the old Trojan War thing. He helped a little bit, just a tad. I'm not sure how that ranks in the canon because I don't think Prometheus was supposed to be there at the time, but it's fine. There is a primary source for it. I don't.